several templates here that I've made from previous builds. I have these are all control plates or for control channels. All you gotta do is figure out the angles, right? So there's two of them. This is one I made for some humbuckers. And all I did was I used that one to draw placement out here so I can drill or cut for my router out for my wire controls. This one here is a two process jig. This is for my control channel, which will probably go down in here somewhere like that. And this one's bigger. And this was for when I flip it over, then I just route the shelf out for the control cover. And this will actually be the size of my control cover. And that'll go on like that on the back side, and you just router out your shelf for your control cover. But this here is going to allow me to figure out a position for the controls. So let's draw that on here, see if I'm happy with it. Yeah, I think that placement right there will be fine. And so in the end, I'll be drilling a hole this way into the control cavity, for the output jack. We'll router a slot here somewhere for those wires to come through, and then we'll router another slot up here somewhere. I like to do them off to the side instead of dead center, and that'll be for the wires for the neck pickup. And eventually what will happen now, there will be a volume pot, tone pot, and my switch back here. This will be a three-way switch, and that should be plenty of room for all that. I used to make them really big, but I thought, what the heck? So I designed this opening here, and it seems to be working fine. I've used these templates for a lot of different guitars, and it works out just fine. So again, this will be for the initial route. This will go all the way through the body, and then this will come back. Once that's done, we flip it over, and I set this on there, route for the shelf for the control cover. Then at some other point, we'll use this again to make the control cover. And what I'm going to do, I got some more pine boards over there, and we'll make the control cover out of pine since the back of it's pine. And but anyway, there's that. And my lovely wife went in and got me a new magic marker here. I just like using magic markers because for me, it's just easier to see. Oh yeah, that works a lot better. So like I said, we'll drill that out, or cut this out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use Forstner bits, and we'll drill all the way through that and hog all this wood out. Then I'll come back in and set up my little hand palm router, and we'll route that out. And then we'll route these out. Again, it's just for wires. And then we'll go from there. All right, I'll bring you back in when I set this all up for the drill. All right, so what we're going to do right now is going to hog some of this wood out with a Forstner bit on my drill press here. It's always a good idea to put some kind of a backing
piece of wood on there so you can go all the way through and not go to your table. And again, I think I mentioned this before. If you have a drill press and you're doing a lot of woodworking, I would make one of these tables for you, drill press. It really, I can't praise it enough. I mean, it's just really nice to have. So I'm going to get this as close as possible. It's not so important you've got to be that accurate with it, because all you want to do is help relieve stress on your router. When using Forstner bits, you want to set your set your drill up to the correct speed. On the Forstner bit, it tells you what speed they're supposed to be running at. And when I first started out, I was running these drill presses at full speed, and it's not a good idea. You'll get a lot of tear out, it'll jam on you. Because if you go too fast, the blades can't have time to work. At least that's my experience, and that's what I gotta stick with. Alright, I asked for help on getting a neck for this project, but nobody's answered the call except for one person. And he's trying to help me find one, but I decided I'll just go ahead and order it. So I'll be ordering that this week. I'll be ordering a Les Paul style neck for it because it has the 3x3s, and I have some nice 3x3 tuners that I had bought for another project I decided not to use on. So I'm trying to use stuff I already got instead of ordering a bunch of parts for it. This is the biggest Forstner bit I have, but at least it'll get the majority of that wood out of there. So there you have that part of it. It's really rough, but you know, it'll do the job. So now what we'll do is I'll double side tape that template that I have back on here. Then we'll use my router and get most of that out and see where we're at. All right, I'll bring you back in just a moment. Just put that on side, either side of that. Don't forget, this is getting a topper on it, so it doesn't matter if you scratch it up or whatever here. It's all going to be hidden later on. This is some really good stuff. Get it on Amazon. It works really well for doing guitar stuff, or probably any woodworking actually. Place this on top with your previous markings. And just press that down on there. It should hold it, see? Fix that right up. And So I went ahead and changed out the router bit for this. It has a bearing on it, so we're going to adjust this so that the bearing is exposed. Kind of like that. Now this should ride right down in there, right against my template. Now it won't go all the way through, but once we get this routed out, then we'll remove this and then use the body as our template and go the rest of the way through. And I'll raise this up on some wood, which probably wouldn't be a bad idea right now. See that wide board laying there? So we're gonna go ahead and slide that up underneath this body. Sometime today. I'm sorry.
Do you want help?
I just have to be honored to my wife.
No, he
We've
doesn't.
we've been married 52 years. You know how that goes. You know where my headsets are at?
Okay.
Yeah, please. Please. See, she's been honored to me now.
Take the hat off.
Yeah. Take off my rooting tube. All right, so we're going to start this. And what we're going to do is router this out a little bit at a time until I get it. We've got to plug it in first. My helper's working right over there. Okay, so now we have this right here. So now we're going to remove our template. Just cut my fingernails off yesterday playing at church. So we're about halfway through. So we're going to see if this will go all the way through or not. And yeah, it looks like we're going to make it. So now what I'm going to do is continue on without the template and finish routering this out. And then once this is done, we'll flip it over and then we'll router the shelf and the control plate. So here we go again. Alright, this is what happens if you go the wrong direction with your router. It'll tear out on you. But luckily, it didn't hurt nothing. Or me. So this, we should be all the way through now. Let's remove our clamp here. I had to clamp it down because I got tired of chasing it. There it is. Is it on there? See it? So it's nice and clean, as much as can be anyway. So now what we'll do before I flip it over to do the other side we're going to route these little channels in for the wiring. And I may take this back through the thickness planer and thin it down just a little bit more. It's not quite thin enough yet. It's still under 2 inches, but I want it a little closer to that 1.5 inch mark. More of an 1.75 inch mark is what I'm after. So now what we're going to do is go ahead and route these channels out. And again, they don't have to be perfect. They just have to be where you can use them. Not like burning through. Anyway, there it is. Ouch. Told you it's hot. Knucklehead. See how that burnt? Still on fire. Still on fire. Anyway, there's our channels. I'm gonna start that vacuum up for me, please. There's our channels. What we'll do is, like I said, I'm going to run this through the planer. And that should be more than enough space for wires. So now we're going to flip this over. And we'll place this around that. Like that right there. I just like to go ahead and use that smaller bit because we don't need a real big bit to do this. It's just gonna go down like not even 1/8 of an inch tape. And I hope you all are getting something out of this video, the series of videos. I do have them on a playlist, so if you want to watch them all together, you can. I have other videos on my playlist of the kit guitars that we just did this year and stuff. So if you're interested, just go on my channel, look for the playlists, and there's several different playlists on there. And you can watch any of the videos you want to watch. And so again, we remove the back side of that tape. Position this the best we can on here. So my template moved on me, so I have to now make an adjustment here and make a bigger control cover for the back than I wanted. Never fails. Something always happens. So what I'm going to do is just slide this over this way, and then I'll slide it over that way, and see what we can do to clean it up. Give me a paper towel and that lacquer thinner. Alright, let's see. Let's bring that down there like that. Now what we're going to do is just wrap this edge over here. All right, well, all I have to do is clean this up with some further sanding and stuff. I'll do that as we go along here. And when you're doing stuff like this, you got to be able to work off the fly and figure out how to fix things, you know. Upsets me that the stupid thing came untaped while routing, but I think I saved it. Like I said, with this being pine, and it's easy to sand and stuff, and so I'll work on this off camera. And right now I'm gonna flip this back over and get this top glued on before it gets much hotter out here. Anyway, there it is. There. That better?
Yep, perfect.
So there it is. That's the shelf for it. There's the front with the channels cut in it. And then now we'll take this other piece here, the top. Oh, I was going to run this through the planer again. And
Do tomorrow.
glue this on like that. So what we're doing now, we're getting ready to glue this top on. And I just slather the heck out of it with glue. Double check to make sure I got the right side I'm gluing up. Nothing worse than start to put glue down, you realize you're not doing the right side. Again, I only use the Titebond original, and that's all I ever used on my guitars. I've never had any issues out of it. I don't see the need of using old equated glues to do modern stuff. It works just as good as anything else, I think. Probably better with that. So now we're going to set this on top. I already put glue on the top side there. So now we gotta find position. When you go to start clamping, you want to make sure you stay clamped in the right position. You don't want your work sliding around on you. Yes, it's starting to get hot out here again. It's supposed to be in the 90s today. Chance of rain is around 2 o'clock this afternoon. So that's why I'm trying to get this glued on. And checking everything, making sure you're in kilter with yourself. Alright, so we'll start gluing here. Go slowly because you don't want it sliding around on you. There are some options I could have done. I could have drilled a hole through where the neck's going to go here and screwed this down first, and then found another place where the pickups are going to go and put another screw in it here, and that could help hold it. Alrighty, there we go. You can elect to try to wipe up some of the squeeze out because it's going everywhere right now.
doggies. Just in time too. It's getting hotter and hot out here right now. We have our shop is made of metal, and that metal gets hot. It gets hot in here, and we're almost at 1 3/4 inches thick, and I think that's what I'm going to live with. There'll be no more planing done to it. But I will ask you this: I'm thinking about doing a carved top on it. If you will, leave a comment if you want to see me do a carved top to it or not. I'm going to put P90s in it because that's what I have on hand. It's not the P90s I like, but we're going to use them anyway. But anyway, this is it. Tomorrow, I don't have any idea what I'm going to do tomorrow on it. If y'all will comment the next day or so, if you want to see me do a carved top to it or not, or just leave it flat. If I leave it flat, then I'm just going to do probably like a 1/2 inch or 3/4 round over on both sides. I was going to put binding on it, but since the top is so thick, I don't know if I can get one that would work or not. So anyway, that's just where it's at. Once we get it all cleaned up, and I'll know more my direction of what I'm going to go with it next. And like I said, this week sometime I'll order the neck for it. It's going to be a Les Paul because I wanted that 3x3. That's because I have the tuners. And I have some for inline, but I really didn't want to do an inline 6 on it. I want to do the split 6. So anyway, that's it for the day, and we'll be talking at you.